Hi everyone, welcome to our next video. Today we're going to meet Kathleen, who is new to the life. You've been doing this about a month now.
September 1st.
September 1st, and it's, well, that's like not even 2 weeks. So, And you are living in your little car.
Sonic.
It's a little Chevy Sonic. Tiny, tiny, tiny little car. I got to admit, I was pretty astounded to hear that anyone could live in a car this small. But how are you doing with it so far?
So far, so good. The most important thing for me was to be able to spread out and lay down and sleep, because you can't really exist well if you can't sleep well. And once I figured out I could fit my mattress, my little mattress in there, I was good to go.
Well, we'll take a look inside after we've visited a bit. And so, give us a brief rundown of your work history in life. How did you end up here in living in your car? Just start for a very brief history of your work history. 40
years in electronics trade. My last job, I was there 3 years. I was planning to retire at 66, get a van, move into it, and leave. But I was laid off in last September and kind of moved everything forward. I probably could have fought and found some part-time job or whatever and kept paying the horrible rents that kept going up, but I didn't really want to do that. I wanted to do this. So I started making my plans. I got rid of my belongings, donated, sold, made sure I had what I needed. I bought a camp stove, fixed my windows with Reflectix so that it's not too hot during the day, it's not too cold at night, and made sure I kept all my blankets.
Yeah, gotta have blankets. So you worked for 40 years, and
probably longer, but 40 years of electronics.
Okay, and you were laid off numerous times.
Oh yeah, I've lost count.
So you told me the story of one of the companies you worked for. It was bought out and bought out and bought out, and then finally just gutted.
They were either bought out, sold, transferred, new management. There was always something. There was always something. It wasn't, they tell me don't take it personal. It's just, we're going through these, but you can't. It wears you down. And
so you were never at a place long enough to build up a pension?
No.
Nope. Or did they even offer it?
Not. After a while, you realize that the temp way was the only way, and all the companies were going towards temp, so they would not have to pay for medical and a pension and all the other stuff.
Right.
So after that first layoff, I very rarely had any kind of even opportunity at a pension.
And so, but you just, you did what we're told to do. You just went from job to job and kept working and rented an apartment.
Trying.
Raised a daughter. And just, you did exactly what you were told all your way through.
Yes.
And now you end up at about early 60s.
63.
63. And you get laid off one last time, and you've been changing apartments and moving, and you've just decided you're done.
Yes, I'm done.
And so you're drawing Social Security now?
Yes.
And what are you drawing on Social Security?
$1,036 a month.
So after 40 years of work, you've got $1,000 a month to live on. You've done your fair share of what you were told to do, and now you have $1,000 a month to live on.
Well, I will get a pension from the first place I was actually laid off from, and it's a whopping $15.78 a month.
$15? How could it be that little? How long did you work for them?
I worked for them for altogether 10 years, but the company has been sold out to Chrysler and then to Raytheon, and maybe in the process, but I've checked with them 3 times. And all 3 times, it's $15.78.
Chances are that at some point it went through a bankruptcy.
Something happened.
And the courts eliminated and just cut down. You put in the time, but you didn't get the money.
Exactly. But that's common. There's a lot of people in the same boat as me.
Right. So you worked, but now you're not getting paid for what you worked in the end.
Yes.
And so before your Sonic, you were living in an SUV, you've told me. And so how did you, that would have been better to live in, how did you end up with the tiny Sonic?
Nasty neighbors who disagreed with me and put sugar in my gas tank and slashed my tires. And it destroyed the car.
Destroyed the car. And so you were still working.
I was still working, so I thought I still had time. And I had to have a car to get to Bellard from Burien. And it was, there was no question. I had to have transportation. So I ended up with a Chevy Sonic.
Right, and at that time thinking you were going to work till you were 66.
Right.
More retirement and better.
Better stash of cash.
Right. So when you got laid off, suddenly, as has happened a lot of times, you just suddenly had to do something.
Yes. And right away I was back to what I had been planning all along and trying to find a way to do it. And I was reading your website and learning all about it, and I just started working at that. I have a mattress, I have food, I have my Reflectix on my windows to protect me from the sun and the cold, my camp stove. I have everything I need to cook myself a meal, and I'm out here in the beautiful country.
So you couldn't, at $1,000 a month, $1,036 a month, you couldn't afford to rent. You had no choice but move into a car.
Yes. The jobs that I was offered were not worth, well, I tried working at Fred Meyer and that backfired horribly. Bad back, couldn't stand, too much lifting, too much running around. And I tried, but I couldn't do it. And to me, that was the only kind of jobs I was going to get.
Yeah.
So I tried electronics, but they don't do part-time. There's no part-time. And basically, I would be making way too much money. And I'd had it. I just got to a point where I said, this is not what I want to do. I'm not going to do this anymore.
So you put in your time, you're going to take your Social Security and live in your car.
Exactly.
And so it's been a couple weeks now. You're just new, and we'll follow up later with videos and as you go along and learn how you're progressing. And are you getting your problems solved?
Yes. And working my way up to a van.
Working your way up to a van.
I would like to work, say, in a resort or a hostess or something helping people, other people like me, because there's so many of us. I don't want to work myself to death anymore. I want to work to live, not death.
Right. To survive until death.
To survive and
Right.
be happy and have beautiful trees.
Right.
Just.
So here you are in nature. You've been camping with us. We've been going from national forest to national forest, and you're really enjoying it.
I am.
It's been kind of cold. You're doing okay in the cold?
Well, I'm finding my car is like a little cocoon. And like last night I call a 3-blanket night, which really is a 6-blanket night because I've got queen size blankets and I fold them. So I just bury myself in blankets and pillows and I was good.
It's cold when you wake up.
That's the worst part. Yeah, it's like I open the door and go, oh, no, 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 shut the door. Blankets. Back in my cocoon.
Right.
But if there's no hurry, there's no alarm clock, I just get back in my blankets.
Right. And you do run the car for heat occasionally.
Usually I'm finding like about 7:30. It's once I've opened the door and done my little nature trip, then I get a little chilled and I heat up the car a little bit.
Right. And you're getting really good gas mileage out of it.
Yeah.
30s, probably low 30s.
Yeah.
And so running it for half an hour to warm up your car is probably not that big a deal.
Or charge my phone or my little vape pen. It works great.
So far, that's working for you. And in the long run, you'd want to get a van and solar and all that.
Oh, yeah. It's a dream.
And yes, it is a dream. And then you'll get a job as you go and save towards all those things.
Well, that's why I'm here with you, Bob.
Right, that's right.
To learn how to do all this stuff.
Right.
And move on to other people who know how to do this stuff. And just learn.
Right.
And I'm not looking back. I am glad I did this.
So no regrets so far?
No.
Wow.
I don't even really mess my bed anymore. I was always worried about how I was going to move it anyways. The heck with it. Yeah, this is great.
Good, good.
And I'm finding I'm relaxing. I'm not scared all the time. I'm not tense all the time. I'm just happy.
Good. And you've also, I noticed, you're going into town a lot. We were out at our last camp. We were at 5 miles from a little town. Here we're like 15. But you're driving into town fairly often. You're still more comfortable being around town, I assume. Mm-hmm. That's normal.
Well, not so much that, but I've got to get ice. I'll probably have to go in to do laundry because I've got a full load. And I'm going to try to find ways to work around that too. I'm working on finding a way to get Wi-Fi so I don't have to go into town to go to the library. And I'm working on it. Mm-hmm. I'm working on it.
But getting 30 miles a gallon makes it pretty bearable.
That makes it easy.
Right.
Yes.
Right. So it's just part of the learning process, adjustment.
And it's a good point for the car.
Yeah, sure is. It's tiny, but it gets 30 miles a gallon.
Yeah.
So that's good. Okay, well, why don't we take a look inside your cozy little home?
Okay.
Here we go, folks. Okay, so here we're talking with Kathleen and taking a look at her car. It is a small car. That's the first thing that stands out is how small this car is. And I see you've got Reflectix on all the windows. Mm-hmm. And why don't you open one of the doors and show us how you put them on?
Well, it wasn't easy cutting it out. I'm just not good at cutting things out, I guess. But basically, I think I've pretty much got them cut to size now. And all I have to do, I made them big enough that all I have to do is push them into place. And I'm good to go.
And they stay well.
They say if you make them big enough to catch on the edges.
So the key is to cut them a little big and push them underneath. A little big
and push them into the window so they're secure.
And they give you privacy and heat and cool.
Yes. And if you do make a boo-boo, all you got to do is get some metal tape and fill the boo-boo in.
Oh, yeah.
I found that out.
Yeah. Good, good. And where did you get the Reflectix?
I ordered it on Amazon.
Oh, good. Good.
But I've heard you can get it at Lowe's and places like that too.
Yeah, I bet the Ace here in town would have it.
Yes.
Nearly all of them do.
I love it. I think it makes me feel safe. It makes me feel I have privacy. It keeps me warm at night, and it also keeps the glaring sun out so my ice doesn't melt so fast. It's worth the $20 I paid for it.
And then when you drive, you just pop them out and drive.
All I got to do is take them out, fold them up, put them under the seat back here. Good to go.
So you're just, you've got, you have a 60-40 back seat, and you have the back seat down.
Yes.
Both sides down.
Both sides are down. I tried it with this side up, but it works better, as you pointed out, with this one down. I have more room to put stuff and keep stuff.
And you just cram stuff in all the corners.
And I cram everything I can in all the corners.
Okay, let's take a look at the back.
Okay.
And this has, like a lot of these little cars do, hatchbacks do,
yes.
A little shelf unit, kind of.
It's basically, I think it's to keep your trunk stuff out of view.
Right.
But it's my table. It's my writing desk. I use it for all kinds of stuff. Storage. I love it. I'm glad, because I had put it on the bottom underneath everything, and it was serving no real purpose. But as you pointed out to me, it does. It works much better up here.
And when you sleep, your feet will be under it.
Yes.
And that works okay.
It works great. I've got all my blankets balled up under here.
During the day, you
yes.
push them out of the way.
And as I'm sleeping, I pull one blanket. If I get cold, I pull another blanket. It works great. They're all where I can reach them.
Can we pull that out and push those forward and look underneath and see what you're doing for storage under it?
Yes, I will try. Okay, pull this up.
Right, so you had this area, a hole under here. And so you put this tote, I think it's just a Sterilite tote.
Yes.
Can you get the lid up? Yeah, there you go.
Sure can.
So your food, that's where your food's going.
All my food is under there, safe, secure, out of the way. I also have batteries in here. I have room in here for more stuff if I need it.
Well, it was, if I remember right, it was fairly full, and then you've eaten it down.
Well, I've eaten it down,
Right.
yes.
And then you'll store it back up. And
Yes.
Yeah. But it gives you good organization.
I love
Storage
it.
and
I
organization.
love it. My clothes, I got a bag of clothes over here. I
Lift
have
that
room.
again so we can see your bag of clothes. So you're just using a duffel bag. And,
I like duffel bags. They're easier to work with.
so that's your clothes.
They also make good pillows if you're desperate.
Yeah, if you're desperate.
My propane, gotta
For your
have that.
stove, right?
Let's see what else.
Just storage, you know.
Just
you
storage. I can fit, even my peanuts are back here, you know. I just
Just some grab stuff.
stuff
quick
it where I
snacks.
can.
Yep.
And it's not in my way when I'm sleeping.
Okay, and so this is your bed. Can you demonstrate your bed for us?
Oh, you mean get in there?
Yeah, can you do that for the camera?
Okay, I'm still working on easier ways for me to get in without hurting myself. But so far, what seems to work good is to get part of my hiney up, grab hold of my handle, take my shoes off, and go to sleep.
Well, and you stick your feet underneath, right?
Yeah, well, here, let me take my shoes
Yeah.
off.
Let's actually have people see what you're doing.
Okay. I am reclined.
So you are at a bit of an angle because the front seat doesn't go down very well, all the way down.
Well, actually, I'm finding I fill it in with the smaller blankets.
So it becomes,
Like my car's leaning this way, or is it this way? I don't know. I put blankets under here, or if I need it, I put it on this side. So basically, I get all comfortable. Here's my pillows, and here I am.
okay, so, and this is working
Yes,
reasonably well.
very well. And I can peel back my Reflectix to look at the stars, and they're beautiful.
Uh-huh.
But this works.
That works.
I feel like I'm in a cocoon, really. Once I'm all under my covers, I'm just happy as heck. And
So
it
right
does
now you
work.
still have some blankets at the end, but you would just pull them up as you need
Yes.
them. Or out of the way as you need them.
It works great.
Yeah.
I like it.
Okay. Kind of unwedge yourself out of there.
All I have to do, sit up, preferably find my shoes first. Slip into my shoes, and I'm off.
It's tiny, but the average person can do it.
As long as they're not over, say, let's see, 6 feet, they could probably fit in this car.
Right. And it's a tiny car.
Yes,
You really, you know, a tall guy, big guy would need something a little bigger.
yes.
Okay, let's take a look at the front then. The front seat. What have you got in there?
Well, right now, that's where I keep my computer, my papers that I might need, which I'm going to go through again and try and eliminate more of that. So that's pretty much all that's in there. But when I go into driving mode, the first thing I do is push all my blankets back out of the way, move my pillows over. Can you see?
Let me go over here. Yeah, this will be better.
Pull the top part, which this helps a lot because this was made to bend right there. My IKEA mattress.
So it's a futon mattress?
It's from IKEA. I think it was like $69, something like that. And it is literally built to bend right there because it also would turn into a chair,
Okay.
which worked out perfect. So I put that forward. Then I can put all my cooking stuff over there, my ice chest over here. I surround it with blankets to keep the ice icy. And then I'm ready to put the front seat forward.
And everything goes in with you.
Everything can fit.
If you, yes. So when you're in driving mode.
Like from back here. Okay, my ice chest will be on the other side of the pillows. My chair folded up, my table folded up, goes on top of everything right here. Everything fits.
Okay, great. Let's take a look at your outdoor camp then.
Okay.
So we're here visiting with Kathleen, and one thing you've discovered is that when you live in a tiny, tiny place, you live more out of it than in it.
Yes.
And so you have established a really nice camp here.
Yes.
So to show us your camp and how you're living.
Well, you have to have a chair. You have to have a table. This is my camp stove. It's a 2-burner. I think somebody could start out with a 1-burner. I probably could have, but I'm glad I have a 2-burner in case I need it. Let's see what else. Just basically, I would advise you have to have a table. You have to have a chair. Something to cook on, something to sit on.
So the car becomes your bedroom.
It's my
You sleep
bedroom.
in.
It's my bedroom and my storage closet.
Right. And during bad weather, rain, cold, wind, you go inside, and you're going to be inside for a lot. But in kind of good weather, you're outside.
Outside having fun.
Right. And so you have this nice camp. Okay, and so this is cooking and cleaning. And how do you go to the bathroom?
I have so far, I'm still experimenting with that. I have a bucket, which I'm hoping to move up to something better eventually. And I have found that McDonald's cups are perfect for tinkling in. And keep it clean. So far it has worked and no complaints. At first I was very leery of being outside and but I'm used to it now. When you gotta go, you go.
It just gets a big outdoors.
You go. The bears do it, the dogs do it. People can do it too.
People have been doing it for a million years.
For a million years.
Yeah. We're the first ones who didn't do it.
Yes.
So we're just kind of going back to old time ways.
Going back to the easy way.
Right. So so there's your bathroom, you cook, and so show us, you've got here a cooler.
I have my great cooler, which I was afraid would take up too much room, but you know what? You gotta have someplace to keep good food. I put Reflectix on it to block the sun out and make my ice last longer. I'm gonna add more eventually. Inside, I have a tub to keep my food in. It's not gonna, there we go. To keep my food in so it doesn't get all icky and icy and watery. And I have found that 1 bag of ice is perfect so I can keep my food in the little bucket. I was trying with just the plastic bags, but as you can see, it gets all soggy. It gets inside no matter what you do.
Right.
Maybe from driving, I don't know, but it's just not the same. So I'm keeping my extra bucket. 1 bag of ice. In here, I have enough dishes, and a frying pan, a saucepan, my salt and pepper, a can opener, which I haven't had to use yet. A lot of cans come with the pop tops on canned food, so that helps. I made sure to have 2 knives, 2 forks, and 2 spoons, and 2 sharp knives for cutting, say, meat or vegetables or whatever. And so far it's working for me.
Good.
I have everything I need to make a meal. I've done it. I've had fried eggs, I've had hamburger, I think I could cook anything I wanted to, really. It works. I thought it would be hard, but it's not.
Yeah. You know, people ask me sometimes, how can you live in such a tiny space? And I don't live in nearly as tiny a space as you do. And I say, well, you just get rid of the 99% you never use.
Sitting in my apartment before I left, I looked around at what I really, really would miss. And I can honestly say, not much. The shower, kinda. But it's not enough to, I keep clean. I love wet wipes. They are the best invention ever. I keep clean. I keep the inside of my car clean. I'm clean, I'm happy.
So primarily you're cleaning with wet wipes and I would assume washcloths and water.
And I keep water. I wash my hair by saturating it really good with my spray bottle, lather it, and then I get my gallon of water and pour it over slowly till I get all the soap out, and I'm good to go.
Right.
Clean hair, I feel clean.
Right.
Let's see what else.
And what are you doing for light? You're dark a lot of the day.
During the day, I don't have to worry about light.
Right.
At night, thanks to you, I have a headlamp. It's a elastic strap with a light right here. I read, I see whatever I want to see. If I wanted to go outside, I wouldn't have to worry about tripping or falling, which at my age could be a problem. And I love it. It's the best gadget. I love it.
Right, yeah, that's really essential.
Must have some kind of light.
Right.
Must have. That above heat, I think. Because if you're in a dark car and you can't see anything, that's no fun. You can't read or anything.
Right. There it is.
All I have to do is push this button. It comes on bright. Is it on bright?
I can't really see it. People probably aren't going to be able to see with the sun shining on
Yeah, the sun's shining on, but it's got high bright, medium bright, and then for some reason it goes to red. I haven't figured out what the red is for. I don't know, but I love it. I can read, do whatever I have to do, and I keep it right where I can get to it. It's great.
The red is for night vision. Red doesn't, if you turn a light on at dark when you're out walking, you'll lose your night vision. If you have red on, you can see, but you keep your night vision.
Oh, okay. I'll have to try that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And here, absolute necessity, wet wipes. And the ones from Walmart, I think, are the best. The ones I had before this, I don't even remember where I got them. They just basically would shred in my hands and were totally useless. But these hold together really good, and every chance I get, I'll stock up on them.
Right.
And
okay. So there you go. Every problem you've had, you found a solution for.
yes. With a little help from my friends.
Yes, yeah, and that's one of the most important things you can have is friends.
Yes.
People who help you get through this.
And that's what I'm finding. It's very cold and impersonal in the city. And since I've been out here, I've talked to people so much at gas stations. One woman working at a gas station in Oregon wanted me to move there and get an apartment and do the kind of work she was doing. And she's just very friendly. People are very friendly, very helpful. I'm glad to be out of the city.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Yeah. The stress of the city really makes it for an unpleasant life.
Yes, and it's only getting worse.
It's only getting worse.
It's just getting worse.
Yeah.
No more gunfire, no more sirens in the middle of the night. It's so peaceful, quiet.
Well, Kathleen, thank you so much for sharing your life and your camp with us. I really, really appreciate it.
You're very welcome.
You've got a very pleasant camp and a very pleasant life.
Thank you.
And we'll check back in with a future video in maybe 6 months and a year and see how you're doing. In a van. Hopefully by then in a van.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, and we'll talk to you later.
Okay.
So folks, there you have it. You can, with whatever your situation, the nomadic life is an option for you. If you don't have any money, if you have even a small income, you can live a nomadic life. Don't give up on your dreams. Follow your dreams. Until we see you again, like us on YouTube.